All right, thank you for staying with us. It's time for us to move on now to the first part of the show. Well, maybe the second part of the show, but let me just quickly introduce to you my guys with me on the program tonight. Tourney is looking so sweet tonight. And of course, Yemi Adebayo. These guys are looking too good. But I'm happy to have them on the show tonight. Tolu, good to have you.
Thank you very much.
On Sports Tonight. And of course, Yemi Adebayo. Guys,
always a pleasure to be here.
Welcome to Sports Tonight. Before we go on to give an update and talk about the beach soccer and the Super Eagles and all the other stories we have lined up, let me quickly update our viewers and also update you with what's going on in the UEFA Champions League. We're playing close to 30 minutes of football now, and across those two centers, no goals have been scored. All right, so it means Benfica 0, Zenit St. Petersburg 0, and of course Paris Saint-Germain and Chelsea are still grinding out a goalless draw. That is how it is at the moment. We've played 29 minutes, going to 30. No goals have been scored at any of the centers tonight in the UEFA Champions League. All right, we'll keep updating you with all of this as we go on the show tonight. But guys, let me quickly come to you. Let's start off with this one. A lot of stories coming out of football. Let's start with the beach soccer. I'm sure you guys have the news already. Nigeria will be hosting the World Cup qualifiers, the African zone for the qualifier for the World Cup later this year for beach soccer. I mean, considering how active we've been, I think we could call ourselves a nation with pedigree.
Definitely.
Beach soccer.
Definitely, and I think we are equally worthy hosts of the tournament. Even though it's coming a year earlier, it should have been next year, but because of the number of programs
on the calendar for
on all the years, CAF decided to make this 2016. And if they hadn't done that, probably we would have been thinking of hosting the beach soccer, the Copa Lagos for the 2016 edition anyway. So which means that we would have been prepared for it, notwithstanding. So it's good to see Nigeria in a position like this. Saying how the nation has been able to host the Copa Lagos for the past few years now tells you how prepared the nation is in hosting such a glamorous event as the Nations Cup of beach soccer here in Nigeria, which is supposed to be the second edition. I think the last one happened in Seychelles just last year, and this is the second edition. So we look forward to having this fantastic edition of the qualifiers here in Lagos, Nigeria. And of course, you can be sure, from what we've had over the years in Copa Lagos, we can be sure of a glamorous and a successful hosting of the African Cup of Nations beach soccer qualifiers.
Yeah, we've been hosting Copa Lagos for a couple of years now. What would you say has been the impact of Copa Lagos on beach soccer in Nigeria? I know a few states have been organizing leagues here and there, but what impact have you seen in beach soccer?
Yeah,
and what do you expect
I think
from hosting these World Cup qualifiers later this year?
Yeah, I think we've grown in stature. I think we're now recognized, and that's a bonus for me. We've put ourselves on the map, like Tolu said. We've shown that we have the quality, we can do it, and not just putting up a spectacular show. We can also play the game. And also what comes to me as an advantage. Well, I don't know if home advantage counts so much, but it's also key. You know, we get the opportunity to qualify from home soil. The bigger picture is the bigger one. That's the one organized by FIFA, the World Beach Soccer.
We've missed out on the last two editions now.
And now you are in pole position because you're hosting. You can take care of organizing things, then prepare your team. And I'm hoping that we'll get to be in Bahamas.
But are we going to have some? Is this going to give us any kind of advantage? Considering that even the last editions of Copa Lagos, we've not won it. Before now, we were very dominant.
The Nigerian factor will always make me say, let's imagine we were going to travel out. And you know how all of these things work out, lack of funds, lack of this. Now you're hosting, you're going to have to step up like 5 notches. You're going to host. And of course, you want to host, you're going to have to prepare a team. So for me, I think that's where the advantage lies. Like for instance, we're going to travel to Senegal. Everybody will probably wait till two or 10 days before the tournament, and hurriedly assemble team, no preparation.
It's going to be different now that we're hosting.
What kind of difference are we talking about here? Because the guys who are going to prosecute the games are guys who play in the league You know, talk of
who
Ikechukwu
are active for their
Abu
clubs.
Aziz, they are active for their
Ikechukwu
football
Benego was not
clubs.
even part of the last one because it was with the Chan Eagles.
Yes.
Getting ready for the Chan
so
tournament.
I think it is high time we called for specialization. If you're going to play beach soccer, play beach soccer. It helps us to prepare properly.
You have a point, Tolu, but before you talk about specialization, then you could be talking about having a structure, having a league.
Definitely. I mean, this puts us in pole position.
You can't do all of that in 1 year.
And all of that cannot happen in a year.
I think we've known for a while now that we are having a culture in beach soccer here in Nigeria from what we've been seeing in Copa Lagos.
The culture of beach soccer that we have in Nigeria is to use players who play
in the league,
who play regular football.
I think the issue here is that we're trying to get the best out of a situation that is not ideal. You know, we can sit down here and talk about all the things that should be right, and we can spend the whole of talking about it. And who knows, by December, things may not even change.
In terms of preparation.
But let's face what we have on our hands, which is a chance to be at the global stage, a chance to put up a good show, take advantage, whatever advantage that we can get, whatever mileage we can get from hosting. Let's take it. Prepare a team.
I'm looking beyond just hosting this tournament, and I'm looking beyond just the annual Copa Lagos that we do every time. I'm looking at the future. How this can become such a huge means of empowering young people on the long run. As you said, specialization. Those who play beach soccer in Europe, particularly, are those who have retired from the game. Just do it as a pastime. But in Africa, it's not exactly the same.
Yeah.
They have a different set of guys who are young, who play. But in some of these countries, they are specialized. So for us, what is the way out? Go the way of those guys in Europe who look at the retired players and just bring them to do this as a pastime, or have a specialized group of young boys who take their life as beach soccer players.
Look, I think that will work for us better.
And then we have a league, and then you have beach soccer teams, like we're trying to cultivate.
If at all, what the Copa Lagos has shown to us is that beach soccer will make good money here in Nigeria. We already know that should anything like a beach soccer league be organized, we are going to get large turnouts, like we see in Copa Lagos. People are not just attracted to the football. There are other things that draw people out to the beach to see these games. The idea that you are going to the beach is even interesting enough. Now, there are going to be other settings. All games can't take place at the beach anyway. There are going to be other settings, probably locations where they have to bring sand there and fill up the arena. But there's this aura that comes with beach soccer that is not just in regular soccer, regular football on the football pitch, which is different. I mean, when the cheerleaders come out, it draws fans. There's a way it pulls people. The cheerleaders don't always put that kind of crowd or interest in regular soccer.
We see the cheerleaders at the Copa Lagos because it's an international event. But for the leagues that we have been organizing,
we can brand it that way equally.
We can't talk about that. That's the problem I have when I hear about all of this. The problem I have is that whatever problems we have is a reflection of our economy. All of those places that you've mentioned have what supports them. You can't look at the problem in isolation. Everything that is happening in Nigeria is a reflection of a bigger picture. For all of these things to work, you need other several factors
to work
as well at the same time. And that's why I have a problem with that. That's why I feel that, you know, I'm not saying we should just fold our hands and accept our lot. But I'm saying that, look, it takes a lot for all of these things to work.
Do you get my point? My point is, Tolu has talked about the other things around the beach soccer that makes it very attractive. And I'm saying those things are byproducts.
True.
The real product is the beach soccer itself.
Let's get the young guys to do it, please.
So if it's going to be a problem for us if the side attraction is now becoming the main attraction, and the main attraction becomes the side attraction.
In one way.
So if beach soccer should remain the focal point of whatever we're doing in terms of beach soccer, the side attraction, the cheerleaders, the singing, the music should remain what it is, side attraction. So we really have to make the quality of the product very good, the beach soccer very good.
Apart from organization, apart from putting good brains there, you need government support, you need
private sector support.
Well, perhaps we shouldn't bring government into it.
Private sector support
from the local league, we already know what the impact of the government can be in our sport. Can we just do a sport, please, and avoid
private sector support?
the government in this
What I'm
aspect?
saying is, you're not talking about funds now. You're talking about enabling environment.
I think
that is why you cannot take them out of the equation 100%. But what I'm just hoping that all of this will spur us on. I'm looking beyond December. I'm looking beyond this period. But I'm hoping 2, 3, 4 years, 5 years down the line, everything will be all right. We'll have a league. We have all of these things. But if you ask me because what brought us here is why are we not having some of these things on a regular basis? Some of the guys that played the Copa Lagos will tell you that, look, it's not enough to just have one tournament.
Because that's what happens to most of them.
2016, you're
going to only play one tournament and that's the end of the year. 2016,
you're going to have 2. Hopefully, Copa Lagos still gets old.
Coming from a hectic league season.
Then you come to play.
Then maybe in 2017, we'll have more. And by
anyway, we wanted to talk to us about all of this and give us your own ideas on what you think should be the way out for the future of beach soccer in Nigeria. Do we just play one tournament and then that's the end of it for the year? Those guys will be looking forward to another December before they get to play anything. Now, do we put some structures in place? And for me, I think we really have to get the quality of the beach soccer very right, so that the music, the cheerleaders, the entertainment, the fashion show
we just come and complement
what it is, complementary to the football itself, to the beach soccer itself. But I think it's a good idea, and I hope that hosting the Nations Cup, the World Cup qualifier in Lagos, will spur us on in terms of rapid development for beach soccer. All right, guys, before we go on to talk about the Super Eagles of Nigeria, our producer says we need to quickly go on now and get you some quick updates around the UEFA Champions League.
And create Kwara State Internal Revenue
Service and interestingly, it's guys, Paris Saint-Germain won, Chelsea 0. If anybody told you that PSG had scored, would you think twice about who the goal scorer would be?
Nah, no. Probably not.
I wouldn't. You would expect it to be
Zlatan Ibrahimovic, definitely.
Wow. He scored a goal already for PSG, and it's Zlatan Ibrahimovic with a goal. And interestingly, John-Mikel Obi has a yellow card already.
Expectedly.
So it's PSG 1, as you can see on your screen, Chelsea 0. Zlatan Ibrahimovic with a goal after 39 minutes. And of course, our own John-Mikel Obi already on a yellow card after 38 minutes. All right, so we'll keep updating you with all of that as we go on. And talk about the Super Eagles of Nigeria now, guys. I'm happy that the distractions are behind us. The Nigerian Football Federation, the president says, look, now it's time for us to forget about the distractions. Let's forgive ourselves. Let's move on from the distractions. Let's focus on Egypt. And that's what we have to do. The Eagles will be camping in Kaduna for the game against the Pharaohs of Egypt. And that's going to be a very, very tough game. But do you think we are doing enough to get ourselves ready for the battle against Egypt?
Perhaps. As it stands, it looks like everything is in place.
What can we do? There's no FIFA window.
No really? Window, so we can't play friendly. We can't play friendly. We can't. But then, I remember the Egyptians played a friendly about a week or 2 weeks ago.
With the home-based team?
Yeah, with the home-based team. And you can't be assured that 1 or 2 players from there probably got auditioned.
Most of their team are home-based.
Very true. Very true. Apart from the likes of El Neni and Mohamed Salah, who are coming from overseas to join them much later. But looking at the Egyptians, they look like a formidable side. Of course, the results speaks a volume about how formidable they are. But I think we equally know what is at stake. And what is at stake is enough motivation for the players themselves and for the coaching crew. They know that we need to get a win, or let's put it simply, avoid defeats away in Cairo, probably get a win here, pick 4 points at least from that game and put ourselves in an assured position. I'm happy because it's Sunday Olise, who knows exactly what he needs to get out of this game. So he knows what should be done. Now, what matters most now is getting the overseas players, foreign-based players, focused when they return to Nigeria, getting them concentrated, and hopefully we can be lucky with Odion Igalo scoring some goals. He seems to lose those goals when he represents Nigeria lately. And then when he gets back to work for the scoring, hopefully when he comes back this time around, he's coming with the goals, and then it will be a big boost for us overall.
What should be our approach? We have 4 points in that group. Egypt, 6 points. They are 2 points clear of Nigeria. what should be our approach, not just for the first game, for the 2 games. There's been a change of date. We are going to be playing our first game on the 26th, which is a Saturday. And then immediately after that game on a Saturday, on a Sunday, the boys must travel to Egypt because we are playing the second leg on the 29th, which is a Tuesday.
Yeah,
I think this is, you don't have any time to dwell on whatever result you get from the first leg.
In my own opinion, I don't pity Coach Sunday Olise. The boys, they're in a situation where they shouldn't be afraid. Fear is a luxury they cannot afford at this moment, both the home-based guys and the professionals. Because you read a lot of, most of our colleagues and everything you read in the media, a lot of people are scared. And understandably so, when you look at the pedigree of Egypt. But like you pointed out, last 2-3 editions, they were not there. So, it could go either way. So for me, I think the point it starts from is believing that you can win in Egypt, believing